You probably have some life insurance. You also probably have a false sense of security. Ask yourself these three fast questions. 1, is it your only cover? And is it the policy you get through work? 2, is the payout a nice round number you basically guessed, say 100 grand or 200 grand? And 3, and this is the big one, is your policy written into a trust? If that is a yes, and I don't know, this one's for you. Because there is a real chance that if you died tomorrow, your cover pays out too little, too late, or hands a huge slice to the taxman before your family sees a penny. The good news is you can fix every bit of it, and the single biggest fix is completely free. Quick bit of context before we go on. This channel is not just a random group of money videos, it is one complete plan. It is built across 20 videos from the ground up. 6 levels, the foundations, your cash flow, the tax wrappers, growth, your numbers, and passing it on. We have laid the first 4, the order, the emergency fund, clearing debt, and protecting your income. This one, life cover, is video 5 of the series, how you keep supporting the people who depend on that income if you are no longer here. Get this wrong and the plan you built for them can die with you. First, let's reframe what this product is actually for. Start with the one question. Who is financially dependent on you? Is it your partner? Is it your children? Is it an aging parent that lives with you? Anyone whose life still runs on the money that you bring in. Life cover is not a winning lottery ticket for the people who leave behind. It is not there to make them rich. It is how you keep supporting the people that you are financially responsible for, even when you're no longer here yourself to do that. Think of it as a financial stand-in for you. The job is to clear your debts and keep replacing your after-tax income until the people who depend on you can stand on their own. That is it. It means that on top of losing you, they do not lose the home, the stability, and the future that you were building for them. The mortgage still gets paid. The bills still get met. The children's lives will still carry on. It's not a windfall, it is the way you go on providing. And cover that is set up wrong still leaves the people relying on you exposed while giving you the comfortable illusion that you've done your job correctly. So let us make sure it actually does the job you took it out for in the first place. The first mistake, and the most common, is picking a number on a gut feeling. Someone sees an advert, thinks 200 grand, sounds like a lot, and ticks that box. That is great. Let's be blunt, that is a guess, not a plan. How long does 200,000 really last for a family that has just lost, say, a 45,000 a year salary? It clears the credit cards, a car loan, and the funeral, and the rest gets eaten alive by ordinary life. It does not come close to clearing the mortgage, let alone replacing 10 or 15 years of lost income. So do not guess, calculate. The maths is simple. First, add up every single debt, the mortgage, loans, credit cards, the lot. Second, work out the income gap. Your annual after-tax income times the number of years until your youngest is independent. Add the two together and that is your target. If you just want a rough starting point, a common rule of thumb is around 10 times your annual salary. This is not a number that feels comfortable. It is the figure that stops your family's world collapsing, financially at least, when you are gone. Once you have your number, you need the right shape of policy. People hear life insurance and think it is one product, but there are different tools for different jobs. Get this wrong and you either overpay or the cover does not do what you assumed. And for most people, the choice is between 2 kinds of term cover. First, decreasing term. This payout falls over time to track a repayment mortgage. As the debt shrinks, so does the cover. Because the insurer's risk drops each year, it is the cheapest option and it is built for just one job, clearing a repayment mortgage. Second, level term. This payout is fixed. A 500,000 policy pays 500,000 whether you die in year 1 or year 24. That is for everything else. An interest-only mortgage, a lump sum to invest for income, or a guaranteed amount for the family. And there is a third, which is often overlooked. Family income benefit. Instead of one large lump sum, it pays a regular monthly income, usually tax-free on the personal policy, from the day you die to the end of the term. For a lot of families, that is far more intuitive way to replace salary, and it can be cheaper than level term. The fix is to match the tool to the job. Decrease in term for the mortgage, level term or family income benefit for the income. Now, I do want to do a quick pause, because if this is landing, if you have just realized you cannot actually answer those 3 questions, 2 things will help. Subscribe so the next videos that I put out reach you in order, and the link in the description drops you to the free summaries and workshops or worksheets straight into your inbox. Let's get back into the video though. The next mistake is a big one, leaning entirely on the death in service benefit from work. It feels great because it's free life cover, but it can be a trap for 2 reasons. The first is the amount. Most employers pay between 2 and 4 times your salary. Now, on 50,000, that is maybe 200 or 100,000 pounds, and we have just seen that is rarely enough to clear the mortgage and replace your income. The second and more dangerous is that you do not own it. Now, that's really important, because that means the policy is tied to your job. The moment you are no longer tied to the job, you are whether you leave, laid off, find a better role, or going self-employed, that cover vanishes. Now you are older, maybe with new health conditions, and a fresh policy would cost more. Most work schemes are sensibly written in trust, which is good, but that does not fix the either problem. So see the work benefit for what it is. It's a nice bonus, and it's the cherry on top. It should never be the foundation of your family's security. You need your own personal policy that you control for the amount your family actually needs. And now the big one, the most common and most expensive mistake of all, and the one that is free to fix, is buying the policy and never writing it into trust. Here is what happens if it's not written into trust. You die, the insurer is ready to pay out, but it cannot pay your family directly. It has to pay your legal estate, and that causes 2 disasters. First, delay, probate. The money is locked until your executors get a grant of probate, which can take many months. Longer for complex estates. How does your family cover the mortgage and bills in the meantime? With the very payout that you arranged stuck in that limbo. Second, tax. Because it lands in your estate, the payout is added to your house, savings, and everything else you own. Anything above your allowances can be hit with 40% inheritance tax. The basic nil rate band is 325 grand, which with up to a further 175,000 if your house passes to your children. So potentially up to $1 million for a couple, though it is not automatic. Push your estate over the line, and the taxman can take a huge slice before your family sees a penny. The fix is astonishingly simple. If you write the policy in trust, when you set it up, you complete a short form, usually free, that places the policy inside a trust for your chosen beneficiaries. You no longer own the policy. You no longer own the grant. The trust holds it for them. That solves both disasters at once. One, it skips probate. Your trustees claim straight from the insurer, who can often pay within weeks of the death certificate. And 2, it usually falls outside your estate, so in most cases, the 40% charge does not apply, and your family get the full amount. Same policy, same premium, one free form decides whether the money arrives fast and whole or slow and taxed. So far, we have treated life cover as income replacement, and for most people, that is the main job. But used deliberately, it becomes something else, a genuine estate planning tool, right? Here is the problem it solves. Plenty of people in the 50s and 60s are asset rich but cash poor. Most of the wealth is locked into the house and the pensions. When they die, the estate can face a large inheritance tax bill, 40% on everything above the allowances. And that bill is due before the family can get probate and sell the assets to pay for it. So the people you leave behind can be forced to sell the family home or take out a loan just to pay HMRC on time. This is where a whole of life policy earns its place. Unlike term cover, which only pays out within a fixed window, whole of life is designed to pay out whenever you die. Write it into a trust and it delivers a tax-free lump sum straight to your beneficiaries outside your estate at exactly the moment the tax bill lands. In effect, you pre-fund your inheritance tax, so your family does not have to sell what you spent a lifetime building in order to pay it. The cover does not reduce the tax. It provides the cash to pay it and keeps the estate intact for the people you're passing it on to. This is very advanced planning. It is not right for everyone. The premiums are higher and it has to sit inside the wider will and estate plan. But for the right person, it's one of the cleanest ways to pass wealth on, and it's worth knowing the tool exists. Do you see the pattern? Buying the policy is only half the job. The setup is the other half. The amount, the shape, and the legal structure decide whether the money actually does its work. So the 4 fixes. 1. Calculate, do not guess, work out the real number. 2. Match the shape to the need. Decrease in term for the mortgage, level term, or family income benefit for an income. 3. Own your own foundation. Treat work cover as a bonus, not the main event. 4. And for free, write it into trust, so your family gets it all fast. And if your estate is larger, there is a 5th idea worth knowing. Life cover written into trust can pre-fund the inheritance tax bill, so the people you leave behind keep the assets instead of you selling to pay for it. Last video, we protected your income. Today, we have made sure that people who rely on your income are still supported if you are gone. A life policy is not a document you buy. It is a machine you have to build and calibrate correctly. Set it up right and it keeps providing for the people you are responsible for long after you cannot. Set it up wrong and the people depending on you are still left exposed at the worst possible moment. That was never really about you. It is about them.